Vale, transmisión número 10. Directo número 10 de Final Fantasy XVI. Vamos a ver que se esté escuchando, pero que yo sepa sí. Vamos a hablar con Otto, creo que acabamos de matar a Titán, si no me equivoco. Vamos para arriba, voy a ver si se escucha el directo. Vale, se escucha. Otto, voy para allá. A ver. Otto, ¿qué tal? A ver qué le tenemos que contar ahora. Hombre, no. Y le ha costado, ¿eh? Le ha costado morirse. Todo me caso a mí. Joder.
All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
Es verdad. Que arrasó nuestra base antigua.
I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back.
El hijo puta no se quería morir, ¿eh?
You look better.
I feel it.
Le va a acabar muriendo esto.
I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the royalist movements since I've been away? Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian. Thank you. I will.
Vamos con Vivian. Uy, qué hartito me tiene la profesora esta, de verdad. No me vuelva a contar una de tus clases, ¿eh?
And with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Alguno que otro.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the royalists, he took them to his grave, as did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map?
Me tiene hartito con la historia de los mapas.
The kingdom of Walud claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Walud shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang? Only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Walud. It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waluda standard. Odin will ride again. it is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot?
Total, que le tengo que hacer frente yo a Odin.
In summary, I know not to what end the royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King
Pero si no lo ha
Barnabas.
traicionado, simplemente lo he
But
matado
there
yo.
is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw. Especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Sí, a los humanos nos guían las emociones. Vale, con el herrero tengo que hablar. Con la comerciante. Y Harpo, ese es el bibliotecario ese. También. Vamos a hablar con la tía.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kupka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders then. Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head though.
No, no. Yo quiero matar ahora a Odín y a Bahamut para que me dé poderes.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Pero rápido que estoy ocupado, ¿no?
Busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
Sí. Ay, mierda, me salta el diálogo ese. Ah, esto está. Vamos a ver, tío, este, como yo en el otro lado no fui a verlo, es que no sabía ni que existía, la verdad.
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh, my.
Look, he's crying.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that there shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and...
All right. Brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share...
Hippocrates. After Kupka, I need to know what he is.
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him.
I don't... Alas, it seems you are the only one. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he...
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power. But until I do,
Thank you.
No, hombre, a ver, ante mí no se ha presentado nada más.
Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Se ha presentado ante mí Cid, que le clavó la espada. Jill y Joshua. O sea que ante mí, mano.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips.
Hugo Kuka ha muerto. ¿Quién iba a decir que la muerte de alguien alegraría a tantas personas?
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you run, just spreading the word.
¿Cómo se llamaba la enfermera? Pues Vivian es la profesora.
Professor's got a soft side, has she? No. But you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully, not least of all Sid. Well, when you do, she's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave. Very well.
Vamos, que es su padre. De luego el nombre es clavado. Vamos a ver el talle que tiene la niña. A ver el talle. ¿Esto es? Pensaba que iba a ser más grande, la verdad.
All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to...
Sorry, I'm too busy. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
And this is...
Only the
Está montando
fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen.
Enterprise de Star Trek.
Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines.
Vamos, que está haciendo un barco volado de verdad.
More push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in camp, but the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say. First things first, the stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channel, the helm over the top, that disperses, and the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know.
¿Por qué siempre me cogen de recadero, tío? No puedes ir tú. Ay, Dios mío. Hola, auto, ¿qué pasa? Es relajante dar una vueltecita por la base. Pero... que yo... Lo de estas misiones, tú sabes, yo que sé, podría correr un poquito más personaje. Porque lo único que hago es hablar.
Blackthorn.
Hell with it.
It's for mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise in. Go on then.
She said...
Krieger's Tates. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy, though. Get Gav and Otto in here, will ya?
All right.
¿Qué quieres hacer un barco volado? ¿Qué pasa?
Roped us all in here again, has she? Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And,
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and that means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about, which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have now. There's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs...
Well, we'll get it done. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with.
Que lo decida o voy a acabar yendo yo a todos lados.
You going after which one of the...
Con Gav.
Gav, you...
All right then. So, what?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down pat. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff.
All right.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blacksmith.
You two, eh? Don't go letting him flee.
Fleece me. I'd like to see him try.
En verdad tendría que haber ido con Otto, porque nunca he ido con Otto a una misión. Bueno. No, Mapamundi. ¿Esto qué es? Dale mil. República de Almeca. ¡Hostias! Bueno, sí, tú sabes. No es grande, pero tampoco es chico el mapa.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav?
¿Torgal? Ahí está. Vámonos. ¿Qué es lo que estoy buscando? Ah. Hola, Gav. ¿Qué tal?
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think, but if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get.
Then
We shall.
Y estas son misiones principales, tiene cojones.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
Eso te iba a decir más de uno. Ah, 5, vale, vale. Que no había mirado para la derecha. Ah, una misión tranquilita. Por aquí no puede haber. Ajá. Se veía que uno iba a estar escondido por aquí abajo.
That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
Espero que no tenga que buscar él también de esto, porque estoy seguro que no lo he encontrado y voy a tener que buscarlo yo por allí.
You finished?
Enough.
Podría haber buscado más.
Ah, that might even be enough for all black. Here,
¿De qué quieres charlar, Gav?
feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that. And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back. Thanks to you.
Esta es la conversación que quería tener. Se me está mariconando el Gav.
Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
O vamos a casa. Qué calor hace, chiquillo. $2,5 millones de espectadores tiene Ibai.
Let's hope this is all Black
Eso es la verdad del
needs.
año, ¿no?
Blackthorn. Got everything you need.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You know, it beats sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Vale.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Ay. Vamos a hablar conmigo.
Crystal too? You're joking.
Vale, esto no tiene nada que ver con mi... Esto es mi cuarto. Esto da una terracita, ¿no? Bueno, por lo menos tengo una terracita. Mi cuarto. Colección. ¿Colección de qué? Cartas. Total. Yo miraré fuera de cámara. Vamos a hablar con Mid. Muy relajante, pero... que es demasiadas misiones veo yo aquí. Sin sentido. Lo normal que te dure... yo de 20 horas o 40 horas el juego. Si encima el personaje no corre...
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the detail.
What's her name?
Hola.
Oh, Sid, is this about the...
Yes.
I'll show you the plan. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess, in other words, the reactor would overheat, and this is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics, and not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produce...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwick. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, it's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be...
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with that help.
Oh, I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you...
Total. Que ahora desocupó ocupas. Me encargo de quitar ocupas.
Good day to you.
De verdad que me pierde a mí la puta mierda del pueblo este. Para ir para un lado o para otro. Que por ahí no hay porque no hay salida. Será por aquí, ¿no? Creo que sí. Toda la pinta. Por si acaso. Vale. No le puedo pegar a nadie todavía con la espada. Fuerte. Vamos a seguir el camino. Hola, Georgeman89, ¿qué tal? Te respondo un momentito. Porque no me acuerdo cómo lo tenía puesto. ¿Dónde era? Que no me acuerdo. Y priorizar resolución. Lo tengo puesto. Sí. Es que en Twitch, aunque lo tenga puesto así, no me da la calidad del todo que tiene este juego. Uy, sí, que me estoy leyendo el chat y se me va para el lado. Que sí, lo juego en modo resolución. Imagínate si priorizara. Es porque lo he visto. Es que por lo visto pasa con este modo. ¿El qué pasa con este modo? ¿El que no se vea bien del todo? Uy, ¿qué tenía yo que hacer aquí? Que me he perdido. Había un logro por acariciar al perro que creo que me quedaba acariciarlo una vez más. Mensaje de aviso de temperatura. Lo del mensaje de aviso de temperatura. A mí no me ha salido ese mensaje de aviso de temperatura. Lo de sobrecalentamiento. Pues a mí no me ha salido ese mensaje.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Pero vamos, que lo juego en modo resolución. Porque si lo juego, o sea, se ve bien. Pero si lo jugara en el modo... ¿Cuál era el otro? Rendimiento. Ya sí que no... Ya sí que no se ve bien. Y Twitch me quita un porcentaje de calidad.
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Vamos a ver. ¿Esto qué es? ¿Qué cojones? Vale. 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 Ay, se me olvida siempre cargar esto. Las habilidades del titán están súper chetadas. Ya. Vale.
The things I do for
Sid!
you shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed.
Vale.
Well, don't let us keep you.
All right.
Estos son misiones más tranquilitas de recadero. A ver si ahora viene alguna misión así más... Porque en el otro directo me cargué a Titán. A Kupka. Y la verdad es que fue una pelea bastante larga. Pero bastante larga. Ahora ha venido el momento de chill. La tumba de Cid. Está ahí, creo que es esa. No estoy seguro. No. Vamos a ver a la mujer esta. Ah, es un directito de chill por lo visto. Que no... Bueno, estoy peleando y eso con enemigos, pero tampoco con un boss principal ni cosas de esas. Pero vamos, yo creo que cuando acabe esta misión con esta pava, yo creo que ya iremos a por Odín. O sí, es que tendremos que ir a por Odín. Es que ya no quedan más enemigos, más icons.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm.
Excellent.
And just...
Right, the shielding.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the... Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be... I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what to do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Right away.
Vale. Pues hablar con Harpócrates. Ay, de verdad. Qué paseo más largo. Si pudiera correr el maldito personaje. Hola, Otto, ¿qué tal? No puede ni saltar. Vamos. Venga, que me quiero pegar ya de hostias con gente. Está guay, historias así.
Do you have the moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Está bien tener misiones tranquilitas y todo eso, pero aquí yo tampoco tantas.
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever. What are the...
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink, as you can imagine. She's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
Hombre.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to...
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard it.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires.
Madre mía.
As to how best to... I shall speak to them and see if you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients. I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effective. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern.
Thank you, Hobbo. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
Perfecto. ¿Cómo se llamaba esta tía, la pelirroja? Que vivían, que la profesora, ¿seguro que no era esta?
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help.
The other can assist me in researching how best...
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill...
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research.
Pues yo me voy con mi amorcito, evidentemente. Me gustaría ir con la otra, pero yo me voy con mi amorcito. La verdad.
So, Clive, who will accompany you?
¿Con quién? Pues con Jill. Tarja se llamaba.
So then,
What do we need?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a
White chocobo eggs. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seemed... I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more...
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects, so
Vale.
much so, in fact, that they were... Now, of course, they can be...
Is that so?
Hola al nuevo del
Been
chat.
meaning to...
I will.
Y evidentemente me iba a ir con esta, vamos a ver. Si me la estoy intentando ligar, es que no... Si me la estoy intentando ligar, me voy con esta, ¿no? Vamos a ver. Y seguro que tengo una conversación como cuando tuve con Gab. Que tengo una conversación de esas de... serias, una conversación seria, ¿no? Que ahora estamos de rollo y ahora no... Y ahora vamos a hablar de nuestra relación, verá, verá. ¡Eh! ¿Con quién? Contigo.
Are those Pepio nuts?
Hola, ¿qué tal?
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple.
All right.
How about you look for the Pepio nuts?
Ajo y
I'll find the other
nueces.
things we need. We can meet by the gate.
Pues vale. Mato Akon, soy un Akon y me encargo de recoger ajo y nueces. Es que tiene cojones. Encima me tengo que comprar... Anda, hombre. Vale. Nada, estoy comprando aquí en el mercadito, tranquilito, de chill. Me encanta. ¿Y a ti qué te compro? ¿Qué era el otro? Nueces, ¿no? Ah, nueces de Pepio. Pues sí, eso.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Increíble misión. Vamos, Jill, que me quiero pegar de hostias con
Did
alguien.
you find everything?
I did. Here.
Vale, vale, vale.
Garlic and Pepio nuts. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this.
Sí.
But before...
¡Ay! Lo sabía. Se viene charla. Se viene... Está embarazada. Está embarazada, chicos. Vamos con la mirada. Porque no le veo... No. Verá, verá.
Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle. Just being here.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smell?
How could I forget? What with Torgal's and... Remember how his
Verá.
nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running. Wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for your...
There was, yes.
Verá.
Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would.
Anda.
Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... Oh,
You're right.
Esto es una cita, ¿no?
sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you.
Ya, ya, se te ve, se te ve. Venga, suéltalo.
Clive,
Ahí viene. Estoy embarazada.
is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No. Ven para acá, que te como la boca.
No,
Ven
Jill.
para acá.
This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when we can live on our own terms.
Thank you, Clive.
Se va a quedar ahí, ¿verdad? No vas a hacer nada más. Qué calienta, es que qué manera de... ¡Oh, no! ¡Eh! ¿Qué está pasando?
Well, I need to give these ingredients. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will.
Pues sí, que somos un pagafantas. Perfecto. Somos un pagafantas. Eso lo sabemos todos. Me tendría que haber ido con la pelirroja. Sí. Bueno, no. Con la pelirroja no. No. Me gusta más Jill, la verdad.
I wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Con el rocío lunar. Venga ya, hombre. Vamos a acabar ya esta misión. Qué lentita. Qué lentita.
How's work on the shielding?
Well, very well. I was just explaining
Vale.
to Taya, and now that we have all the
You can count on me. I've mixed more.
What about the shielding itself?
work is underway, under the watchful eye.
Apparently, it'll be ready
Cuentan
soon.
de...
Thank you.
Gracias a todos, sí.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the... Of course.
Hombre, a ver, es para montar un barco volador, pero... No veas, si tarda el barco volador. ¡Uy! ¡Ha desaparecido!
Clive, thank you.
¿Qué cojones?
It was nice just being with you.
Ay, de nada, cariño. Ya sabes, nos vemos otra vez. Guiño, guiño.
It
Codo,
appears
codo.
our work here is almost at an end.
¿Sí?
A shame. I was enjoying when both the shielding and the moon dew are ready. It will merely be a matter of followed by a rigorous process of test. Perhaps someone ought to
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hoppo.
Por favor. Déjame acabar ya, por favor. La coraza del Bajel.
Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Vámonos. Por aquí. Vamos a hablar con esta mujer, a ver si nos dice... Ya hemos montado el barco volador, date una vuelta, una puti vuelta. Por favor. La auto, ¿qué pasa? Siempre estás ahí. Entonces aquí a la izquierda creo que es la enfermería. Es que... No paso mucho tiempo aquí. Si yo lo único que quiero es salir afuera y pegarme de hostias. ¿Verdad? Que así con... Así... ¿Cómo es? Compagina con los personajes. Empatizas con los personajes.
Sorry to keep you waiting, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding...
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that is supervising the construction.
Brilliant.
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to the Black Cab.
¿Cómo? Ay, qué pesadez de mujer, de verdad. Deja al pobre hombre ya.
I got into the smithing game. I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not
Displacement stack.
same difference.
Lo mismo es.
Call it. I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take it.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require...
¿Ya me ha hecho el barco? ¿O qué? ¿Hecho el barco? Ah, no, que es esto para el motor, ¿no? Y ahora tiene que hacer 6 más. ¿O?
I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and we'll be needing a displacement stack.
You don't mean...
Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Gracias.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow.
Yo me voy de aquí antes que... Uf, loca. ¿Otra vez? Ah, visitar la tumba, ¿no?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown, searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like, so if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins... That's what she was meant to be. you see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, in a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that, and I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
All right. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting up sod our plans. I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure?
Venga ya.
Something tells me it's...
He'd be proud of you.
You,
I was. And you can come too, now that you're...
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up.
All right.
Joder.
Aye, Captain.
Ned told me she was building a ship.
Hola Otto, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Siempre te veo ahí.
Abby'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is... She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
¿Que va a dónde? Me he perdido. ¿Este quién es? ¿Obolo? Ah.
Obelus.
Yep. You in a hurry and all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't what? But anyway, I was on my way. Got a letter. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person.
Thank you, Obelus.
Don't mention...
Verá.
What tidings, uncle?
Me alegra comunicarte. Ha sido todo un éxito. El amigo que te comenté no solo ha accedido a financiar nuestras actividades, sino también acontece en la ciudad libre, a partir de las cuales he conocido a una amiga tuya, señorita Telamón, para embarcarse en la construcción del Enterprise. ¿Ya la has conocido? Dudo que las autoridades de Camber vean con buenos ojos el uso no autorizado de sus astilleros. Por si fuera poco, los maestros de los gremios mercaderes no tardarán en entrometerse en el proyecto. Te escribo misiva. Me gustaría contar con la ayuda de tu joven espía Gab durante 1 o 2 lunas, para que vigile a cualquiera. Vale.
Trouble in Canva. Well.
¿Ya ha llegado esa pava allí, tío?
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the...
Well, nothing but next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you...
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Just like when we built this place. Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to... Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regard.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Pues eso. ¿Se viene misión importante? Ah, acá, no. Ah, espérate. Vale. Antigua guarida. Lo que viene siendo la tumba de nuestro colega. Qué pena. Anda que nos hemos desplazado muy lejos, también te digo. ¿Sabes la tumba de Cid? Qué penita. Si no salvo la vida, nada más conocerlo.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. If no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
Ay.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance.
Pues el Fénix, tú lo cargaste y revivió.
Not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
El bicharraco ese que siempre está ahí.
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies.
No, que sí desde el rayo, no del viento.
It wasn't the
No.
most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on,
Es tierras estías.
and soon there will be no escaping sights like these.
Se acaba el éter del planeta.
So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every mother crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the crystalline dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
¿Qué le pasa a este?
With them. Oh, thanks, Nan. Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot.
¿Qué cojones?
There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Sus veo.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Qué máquina. Me pareció un parguelita.
Do you see that, Sid? Your protégé's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Cada uno por su equillo, pobrecito Gav, siempre se va solo, tío. Vale. Pues vamos para allá. ¿Ves? Ya sí es una misión principal. No sé si me dará tiempo a acabarla. Pero por lo menos unos 40 minutitos sí voy a estar. Ay, mi Gil. Ay, mi Torgal. Te voy a acariciar otra vez, porque es que juraría que tenía un trofeo de acariciar perro.
How are you feeling?
5 veces, yo juraría que me quedaba una nomás.
Thanks to Talia.
I'm glad to hear
Ven
it.
para acá, Torgal. Ahí está, ¿ves?
And Torgal helped too. Didn't he, boy?
Uno más de la familia. Bueno, en el directo de Twitch no creo que haya salido, pero es acariciar perro 5 veces. Ve a Boklad. Rumbo a tierras cristalinas.
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Ahí corre, cojones. Vale, vale. No me lo esperaba. Dios, es que eso es brutal. ¿Falta otra? Listo. Yo, pues tengo bastante puntos de habilidad, ¿eh? Debería gastarlos. Mira, en otro momento. Es que a mí ahora mismo la secundaria me la suda. La verdad, ¿para qué no? ¡Anda! Vale. Toma ya. Es que lo de este... ¡Ay, que he fallado! Que le da al otro. Que le quería dar... Al... ¿Cómo coño se llama este? Al gordo este. Toma ya. Qué pena que no me ha cargado el otro. Vale. Ya. Me encanta bloquear con el... Con el de este, ¿eh? Está guapísimo. Es verdad que yo podía hacer un... Si lo hacía justo podía hacer un contraataque titánico de eso. Ah, que esto contaba como así una playita importante. Pues no lo digo bien.
We've done the Republic a service.
El terror de las vallas. Clive Rossfield.
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold at least. The path continues on the other side.
¿Dónde? Ah, por aquí. Eso estaba más claro que el agua. Vale. Se vienen vistas al mar. Espérate que son vistas al mar de verdad. Bueno, sí, más o menos. ¡Oh, qué bonito! Último pecado.
So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes.
Qué bonito.
If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominants and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned.
Al carajo mi botella.
Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you?
Right.
In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us.
Capito.
Clive? Something wrong?
Again, ho visto.
Nothing. It's nothing.
Mientras tanto. Nueva capital. ¡Ay! ¡Qué asco me da pava esta, verás tú!
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
Por la cara. Sí, sí, te han revocado.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then, Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker,
made flesh.
Tienes el poder de matarlo. O sea, transfórmate y te cargas a los tres.
Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to
Yo
tread?
es que me lo cargo. ¿Qué quiere que te diga?
Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
Es que te mato.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch!
Es que me cargo a los tres de ahí, vamos.
You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm
¿Cómo vas
hungry,
ese?
Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
¿Cómo va a ser ese emperador? Vamos a ver.
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know
Hostia
of my
puta.
blood?
Es que es para matarla. Es que es para matarla. Qué asco de papa, de verdad. Sangre impura. Y sangre impura. ¿Ves? Muere ya.
Club markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Uy. A chuparla. No, aquí no hay hueco. Uy. Está lejito, ¡Corre! Clive, corre.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on
Córreme, cabrón.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end.
¿Qué coño?
Refugees.
Me han jodido la carrera.
And they're all making for the Crystalline Dominion.
Because they don't know
Nah, esto ya son luz.
the crystal's blessing.
¡Vámonos! ¡Ay, lo que llega hasta allí! Del carajo. Vale, es por aquí.
There are no crystals here.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
Peaches and pears. Beets and peas.
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
A mí no me venda nada, ¿eh?
How much? For a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the Crystalline Dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
Looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an
Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go in and find Good, shall we? He must be around here somewhere.
No.
Taste my peaches. They're sweet as nectar.
No quiero. A ver, este tío no es difícil de encontrar, eso te iba a decir.
Ah, Good.
Clive, I'm so sorry. Don't tell Nan, will you?
Slow down, Good.
It's me trader's pass. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get through the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when you last...
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Then a bairn bumped into me and... Here. You done?
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child.
I know where. I've got a pal in Bocklad who might be able to help. No one knows more about what goes on round here than she does.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way. Sign's got a red chocobo on it.
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of my stuff, make sure nothing else is missing.
All right.
Chocobo rojo.
Let's keep an eye out for this.
¿Podré montar a Chocobo?
And the other on our purses.
Next to the checkpoint.
No, porque está aquí al lado en el pueblo.
Out of my sight, wretch.
Aquí.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad?
Matar, matar y matar.
I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct?
Sí. Otra cosa no iba a...
Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain.
Tú no me darás clases como la otra, ¿no?
Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might... Which means, and with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes, and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots' pass. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants. Which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with... You want to get your pass back. And we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all. And 2 birds shall be slain with a single stone.
Is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that.
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering the Dominion.
All right.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name. Eloise at your...
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with...
¿Me ganó los respetos de alguien más o qué? Ahí está.
The proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is spearheading the search. Wear that, and he will know you for a friend. I suggest that you speak with him first.
The furniture makers. Understood.
Ladronzuelos pueriles.
Jug of snake spit for the road? The caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Are you the furniture maker?
Looking for something in... Ah, Eloise collared you too, eh?
She told me you were leading the hunt for the pickpocket.
For one, that they're tug harder to watch your back, see? Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps know every inch of this warren like the backs of their hands.
Their eyes must have lit up when they saw Goots.
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track down the children involved. You should go and have a word with her.
Thank you. We will.
Bueno, la pescadera. Verdulera.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
You should come with me to the Dominion.
Fish for sale! Can I interest...
She's asked me to help her. To help you find the pickpockets.
Is that so? Suppose I better tell you what I know, then. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the children who stole their passes were street urchins, by the sound of it. We get a lot around here.
Orphans from the wars.
A few, perhaps. You saw the refugees gathered by the entranceway? They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as an opportunity to rid themselves of unwanted baggage.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some point.
And so should we.
You should start with the children around here, then. I doubt they're the ones involved, but they might have heard something.
It's worth a try.
All right, then. Questioning children. How hard can that be?
You won't find anything of this quality.
Bueno, como me tengo que ir pronto y ya que estoy, llevamos 1 hora y media, lo voy a dejar aquí porque esto está volviendo a ser tranquilito. Así que voy a guardar aquí. Y mañana seguimos con otro directo de Final Fantasy XVI. Si os gusta, ya sabéis, seguidme aquí en Twitch si queréis seguir viendo Final Fantasy, porque yo lo voy a subir entero. Cada día estoy haciendo un directo de 1 hora y media, 2 horas. Así que mañana sigo con más. Y eso, pues nos vemos. Chao, chicos. Y chicas.